Okay, this is Zara. As we've said in our earlier talks, she's a chestnut, she's a mare, so we're going to be looking at grooming in this section. So just covering our safety and our PPE, things I could wear my helmet again. If it's a horse that I don't know, I want to make sure that I'm staying safe. So I've got my helmet if I'm unsure around the horse, and I could also wear my gloves. I personally like grooming with bare hands, but I've got my gloves just in case. So I'll put my PPE aside. Now when I'm grooming, we've got a horse here that it's winter here, so she's a bit fluffy and a bit dirty. So we're going to have to give her a good groom, but we're going to have to forgive the fact that we've got a bit of mud on her. So the first brush I'm going to use is I'm going to use my curry comb. So I've got my grooming kit and I've got my curry comb. Now the curry comb's used for bringing dirt to the surface and also getting loose hair out. So I'm going to keep one hand on the horse so I'm staying safe, and she knows I'm here because she's actually looking out over there at something else. So I've got my curry comb and I'm using this in circular movements. Now the circular movements is going to bring the loose hair up to the surface and it's going to help remove any dirt. So I'm doing big circular motions to try and remove this dirt, and she's actually looking at me going, oh yeah, that feels okay. So big circular motions, I'm keeping one hand on the horse to remain safe, and I'm just keeping an eye on her, making sure she's not looking at me saying, I don't like that, or anything to give me indications that she's not happy. So I'm doing my circular motions all the way over the horse while always remaining one hand. So I'm just going to do this side for the moment, and we're leaving her legs, but I'm pretty happy that we've got the loose hair and the dirt off. The next brush we're going to use is our dandy brush, also known as a hard brush. Now the hard brush is used for bringing the dirt to the surface and flicking it off. So when we use this, we kind of use it, I say, in a swish and flick motion. So we go down and flick, down and flick. So I'm going along and I'm flicking the dirt off her coat. So down and flick, down and flick. Now she's got a nice long coat, so she's happy for me to be using the dandy brush. However, on some of our more fine-skinned horses, we just need to keep an eye on them, make sure that they're happy that I'm using this brush. So I'm going along, swish and flick, swish and flick. I can do her legs with this one, so brushing down onto her legs, just letting her know I'm here. Going to do up her neck, swap hands, and now I can do down her rump. Just keeping an eye on what she's doing, making sure she's happy. Okay, so I've brought that dust all to the surface, hopefully got most of it off. The next brush I'm going to use is the body brush, or sometimes the soft brush. And I use this with my curry comb. So this is when my curry comb gets used again, in that I'm going to use it to clean my other brush. So this brush is a nice soft brush. We can use this everywhere. And we just do nice long strokes, and this helps give the coat a bit of a shine and feels nice, gives them a massage. So after I've done a few strokes, I'm just going to get my curry comb and I'm going to clean my brush, and you can see all the dirt coming off. So again, giving her a brush, paying special care of the areas that she's going to have gear put on, keeping an eye on her legs. And this is the brush I can also use on her face. Now Zara's pretty quiet, so I could just hold her and do her face, but I do need to be careful. If I'm not sure about doing their head, I would untie them before I gave them a brush. So when we're brushing the legs, we just need to remember to be safe at all times. So I need to make sure I'm in a position that I can jump out of the way quickly if something goes wrong. So from here, I'm just squatting so I can move away quickly. So it's really important that we don't sit on the ground. Now I'm just keeping an eye on her, and when I'm doing the legs, I just need to make sure that she's happy. So she's just quietly standing here, and I can use my hard brush for this. So I'm just following the hair down, making sure I'm getting any of this mud or dirt off, but keeping an eye on her to make sure she's not going to get a fright, and I can always move out of the way if I need to. So the other piece of equipment that we've got is the sweat scraper. We're going to use this after we've sponged down our horse or we've hosed them down, and this is to remove the excess water. So again, using it like our dandy brush, we're going to come down and use it in a swish and a flick movement to get rid of any excess water. So I'd be using this all over the horse, paying special attention to under their belly because that's where the water's going to go. And it's really important that we give them a good sweat scrape down after they've been wet, else they're going to get too cool if they've got excess water left on them.